All of our relationships begin with the very first one. Human babies can't walk or run. They can't hunt or hide. They can't find food or shelter.
But none of that matters because human infants know how to get other people to do all this for them.
They smile once, and we're their slaves for life.
For more than half a century, scientists have been studying how this happens, how children form bonds with their caregivers. The process is called attachment, and much of what we know about attachment comes from studies of children for whom the attachment process has gone terribly, painfully wrong.
I went to West Bend, Wisconsin, to visit a family struggling with these problems. Jane McCormick is an elementary school teacher. Her husband, John, an attorney.
Yeah, it makes you cute. So cute. Wow.
They're parents to two adopted children. Alex is 13.
You're in trouble.
And Nadia is 11.
You all ready? You got everything you need?
Yeah.
Got your lock for your gym locker?
I already know the combination down.
Nadia and Alex are two disparate souls. They're so different in their personalities and in their view of the world. Nadia is such an outgoing child and is the life of the party.
Yay! Good job.
Everybody likes Nadia. You're one of the first ones. And Alex, it's been so difficult. Alex, listen to me.
I don't want to. You're not making sense.
If you're the first...
But no, just listen to what else.
Mama's saying, no, Mom's on the phone, and she's saying save it for her. She wants to hear the whole story.
Yeah, but I want to tell you one more thing.
Yeah, but I'm on the phone.
I want to finish it.
He gets too close. He's in people's space, and he doesn't recognize that. He's so focused on what he's trying to do that he cannot see what the other person is doing.
Well, this is my baby book. See this page right here? There's me.
The differences between Alex and Nadia became obvious to the McCormicks the first time they met them, in an orphanage in western Siberia.
Within about an hour and a half of our arrival, a woman in a white uniform walked in with a baby in her arms, and we knew from the photograph we'd seen that that was our daughter, Nadia.
Nadia, Papa.
Nadia seemed very easygoing. She seemed comfortable with us.
Jane was holding her, and you're just looking at the child and the wonderment of it all. And of course, Alex came in and took one look at us and started screaming bloody murder.
They said that he was very high maintenance, that he was a restless baby, was the way they described it. It was probably harder for the workers to attach to him because he was hard to comfort.
Nadia would come and sit with you and play with you and love to be held, and Alex, he would go sit off on his own.
Back in the United States, John and Jane kept trying to connect with Alex, but had little success.
We were up at the cabin, and we were taking a walk, and I had gotten ahead with Nadia, and they were sitting on the trail. And Alex was sitting between Jane, and he bent over, and then he lifted his head up quickly and hardly and took her right underneath the chin and about knocked her out. This is after they're walking down the trail holding hands. He had suddenly dawned on him that I don't want this care person.
One of the areas that he struggles with the most is the social interactions at school. He really wants to have relationships with kids, but he has a difficult time with boundaries. He very often is touching people when he shouldn't be touching, poking, hugging, and it seems difficult for him to recognize any social cues that they give back to him.
Did you have the sense you were going to be able to overcome the behavioral problems that you saw in Alex?
We had the sense that however long he'd been in the orphanage, he'll need that amount of time to adjust.
So at what point did you realize
that's not how it was going to happen.
About 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Went by the time he was 5. Tell me what you want me to know, because I know it was a rough ending to the day.
I just can't handle that.
Even after all the years of working on developing that bond, I still feel like I'm not sure he's accepted me as his mother.
I didn't really care.
It's terrible as a mom to know your child doesn't love you, will not bond with you. That's terrible.
We've looked for diagnoses that would help him. It seems like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is quite common diagnosis. Childhood bipolar disorder also. So we thought, oh great, there's medication for that and he'll take the medication and everything will be fine. He actually was hospitalized at a psychiatric hospital when he was going into 3rd grade, I think it was, because the medication created even, increased effects. He was, at that young age, talking suicide, homicidal thoughts.
A breakthrough finally came when the McCormicks heard about a professor at the University of Wisconsin who was studying other Eastern European orphans with emotional problems just like Alex's.
You can go right in here, have a seat right over here.
When we talked with Alex about participating in this study, I felt that he would probably either be indifferent to it or that he would maybe not want to do it. And he amazed me.
There's going to be a lot more kids like me in the future, and I want people to know how to treat them perfectly. Like, not perfectly, but treat them better. Like, see, I had a harder life, but I want those other kids to have an easier life. Oops.
Dr. Seth Pollack, the psychologist behind this study, believes the problems that children like Alex face, problems relating to others, problems regulating their emotions, even problems interpreting other people's facial expressions, are the result of attachment gone wrong.
These are children being raised in ways that are just not typical for our species in terms of mass care, lack of that real interpersonal caregiving that one expects between a caregiver and a child.
For much of the 1990s, toddlers in Russian orphanages spent most of their time alone in a crib. Because the overworked nurses were each responsible for 15 to 20 children, they didn't have time to do more than feed the children and change their diapers. When the children cried, they were simply ignored.
The child is learning that other people are not there for you, that people won't protect you and comfort you, that if you want to be calmed, maybe you had better find a way to do it yourself. And if these are the basic building blocks that a child is starting to learn very early in life, then it becomes easy to see how that kind of learning experience will lead to social and emotional problems later.